is here, who's running for state representative. Tom, if you want to stand up and take a bow. If you want to say something. He's a politician, so he's got a minute. Say something if you want to say something.
I'm running. There's four very important issues to Mariemont that are important to me. Number one, restore your local government funds, which have been cut to the bone.
Yes.
It's interesting that the state has cut $1.4 billion over 4 years, and the state rainy day fund is $1.4 billion. Number two, I helped getting the money to the grant to restore the Women's Art Barn with Michelle Schneider when I was in the legislature. I certainly want to continue to work for that. I'm against the Eastern Corridor running through your community. I think that's certainly something that I'm not for. So those are the types of things that I'll be sensitive to the community, and also visit the village council meetings and things along with that. So just wanted to mention those things to you, and would appreciate your support on A6.
Thank you. Now next, we have a merchant, Doug Nelson, with Roosters. Would you like to come up here and tell us all about your barbershop? Or maybe that's the wrong terminology.
That's the right term. Thanks, Mayor. Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me here. I was actually a little surprised that we were announced during the process. A year ago, I don't know how many of you have actually visited our location, but a year ago, my wife and I chose to work with the Spin & Webbers, and we put a location over there next to Graders for our second location here in the Cincinnati marketplace. Last week, we were downtown. We opened our third location downtown in the Great America Tower. And Roosters has been actually really good for us. It is a throwback traditional barbershop. It's not your $12 haircut. We're not designed to be a $12 haircut. We're more of a place where a guy goes and hangs out, reads the newspaper, and sits down, has a cup of coffee with his buddy, and maybe or maybe not, they get a haircut or a shave, and they go on. It really, the Roosters concept is all about the experience. It's the way I remember getting a haircut when I had hair and I needed a haircut when I was younger, and it's my great uncle was a barber in downtown Dallas, and that's just the type of barbershop we are. It's a little bit more high end. We don't get you in and out in 6 minutes. That's not our goal. We take 20, 25 minutes to do your haircut, and we do shave in about 20, and we'll do some of the other grooming things that a guy wants. So that's what we are. But one of the things that really attracted my wife and I to Roosters is the whole concept of community. And for those of you that don't know anything about Roosters, it's the fastest growing men's concept in the franchise business today, growing across the country quite rapidly. In fact, started 9 years ago with one store just north of Detroit. Today there's about 70 open with about 60 under construction. In the next 3 years, there'll be 500 across the country. What's really nice about it is that community aspect. One of the things that is really asked to be done from the franchisees, like my wife and I, is to get involved in the community. Meeting the mayor has certainly helped us do that. When we opened our first store up in Mason, we got involved with the Mason Deerfield Arts Alliance for children. We've always had a soft spot for kids and helping kids. As Dan and I talked about opening this store, I asked him what he suggested we get involved with for this store, and at the time he said a couple of things to me that it didn't matter what he called it, and I know he called it the Mariemont Civic Association, but it really didn't matter what he called it, because what he said is we had the opportunity to sponsor some scholarships for needy children to go to preschool. I was sold. So the check that you guys just received, probably in the last couple of weeks, is a result of our first year profit over here. We are going to do that every year as a part of the community and give back to the Mariemont Civic Association. If you happen merchant night here coming up, so we'll definitely be a part of that. But thank you again for welcoming us to the community. It's been a great first year. The store grows every week, which is a wonderful thing for us, and we'd like to be here long. And I've gained 7 pounds since we opened the store because we are right next to it. It's so difficult not to go over there and grab an ice cream. So, thank you, Mayor.
Thanks for that. And next, our star attraction. I'm sorry, guys. This gentleman does not need an introduction. As you know, he's on Channel 9.
But that's what I love doing. I love helping people, helping them avoid the rip-offs, helping them avoid the scams. There are a lot of people out there, a lot of folks that every day are ripped off. And I know, if I talk to different groups, I can tell by the type of the group, age of the group, income level, etc., you know, where they are and what their interests are and what to them is obvious. And to this group, I know that a lot of the scams I would talk about in some areas would be so obvious I'd get the eyes rolling. So I don't have to get into all that, some of these obvious scams, the people calling you and pretending to be from the IRS, for instance. That's the big one going around this spring. You get a phone call, it's the IRS calling, there's a problem with your taxes, you owe money, and the agents are going to come and arrest you. If you don't wire them money or give them a credit card. A lot of that going on, a lot of those phishing scams through the email, through the phone, and I can't worry about those enough because to me it's like, oh, I got to do that one again. But then 2 days later, somebody calls and says my mother just got ripped off because somebody called her and she thought it was the IRS and she gave money. Or you've heard about the grandparent scam. You know, I say it's so obvious, please, but people, especially older folks in their 80s and 90s, they get a call and the call goes like this. Grandpa? Grandpa, it's me. Is that you, Billy? Yeah, it's Billy. It's Billy. And I'm on vacation and I lost my wallet, I have no money, and I need you to go to Western Union and send me $1,000 so I can get a plane ticket to come home. Oh, it keeps happening. It keeps happening. And well, that was Billy who called. He never said he was Billy. You said he was Billy. Yeah. But that's out there, and it's just not. I still like to remind people because the older folks, a lot of them do fall for that. So there are those scams, and I warn about those all the time. Things to watch out for. Just heard one yesterday, in fact, somebody was going around selling reflective mailbox signs, something you don't need here in the village because we don't have street mailboxes. But he got all these people to pay him $25 all over the Cincinnati area for a reflective mailbox sign. No sign ever showed up. People all gave him $25 cash, a reflective mailbox sign. These are scams you think of from the 1960s, but they're still going on, and there's still a real need to warn people about that. Now, some of the other things I talk about are things that do affect a lot of people here in the village, because we have so many now choices to make. We never had choices before. If you think back 20 years ago, when I first moved here, you had Cincinnati Bell, and you had CG&E. And that was it. It was so simple. You made a check to CG&E for your gas and electric. You had Cincinnati Bell for your phone. Everything was so simple. Boy, it's not simple anymore. They keep giving us this choice. It's always electric choice, phone choice, everything choice. And you know what? I don't think we're saving much money. This whole electric choice thing just bugs the heck out of me because they've opened up the market in Ohio to deregulation. So we now have all these companies soliciting us. IGS, Dominion, AEP, here's the IGS Energy. Look how much money you're going to save switching from Duke to us. All right, so you switch. Guess what happens in a year? In a year, your contract is up. And if you don't actively check online or call them, they quietly raise your rate, in many cases, to above Duke's rate. And one of the worst offenders is Cincinnati Bell Energy. That was one offered a couple of years ago where Cincinnati Bell had a thing to provide electric to you. At the end of the year, they raised their rates higher than Duke. So you have all these companies out there, and this is another one. You sign up for another energy. Okay, here's IGS. Okay, I'm going to sign up for the IGS. Great, I'm saving 25% over Duke. 6 months later, another energy company calls you. Hey, it's First Energy. We're going to offer you even more savings. Great, I'll switch. So you switch, then you get a bill from IGS says you have a $150 termination fee. So people ask me all the time, should I switch to these other providers? I know there's some discussion in the village of consolidating with one. City of Cincinnati has a deal with First Energy. Sycamore Township has one, Columbia Township may. So there's this talk about the whole community getting a discount, and then you have to opt out. And that is good because it kind of gets everybody on the same plan. But you got to watch them because you can save, and I've had a couple of these different ones, but then you can end up paying more. So you've got to watch out.
Hey, John, there's even Duke Retail.
Duke Retail is another, because that's their competitive arm, and they came out with save 20% over regular Duke. It's Duke, I'll take it. And then at the end of the year, your rates bump up to above it. And they're offering us so many things, it's so tough to keep up with the choice. Duke offers this thing called Power Manager. You get this about every spring they offer for $25. We'll give you $25 if you let us control your central air conditioning. We're going to come up with a little gadget on your central air, and on the hottest days of the year, you let us turn it off for 15-minute increments. And we're going to turn it off to save money, reduce the strain on the grid. We're going to do that, and we'll give you $25. Now the question you need to ask is, excuse me, Duke, is it $25 every time you switch off my air and I have to sweat? Or is it a one-time? It's a one-time $25. So for $25, they can put a gizmo in your AC and remotely turn off your air conditioning on a hot July afternoon. I'm sorry, but to quote Charlton Heston, over my dead body, they're going to put a controller on my air conditioner. When it's hot, I want the air conditioner on. Because you're going to start warming up, they just shut it off on the hottest day of the year. So, they offer us so much. Some things are okay, but there's so much out there. The other one from Duke is the whole house protection from lightning strikes, where they put something on your meter, behind on the meter of the house, where it's a whole house surge protector. Is that a good thing? Well, yeah, it's good to have a surge protector, so that's good, but you have to pay for it. And that gets down to the insurance question. How much insurance do you need? There is insurance for everything now. There's insurance for your surge protection. There's insurance for your underground water line. There's insurance for your underground electric line. And my rule of thumb is if it comes from your utility, it's pretty trustworthy. If Duke is offering it, you can trust Duke. But some of these other companies, I'm not supposed to mention them, HomeServe, they offer underground water line protection. You say, well, here in the village we have old water lines. That sounds like a good thing. For $75 a year, they insure your underground water line. But they have so many rules and conditions on it that if it's broken due to negligence, digging, a tree that you planted, it doesn't cover. So you say, what does it cover? So you have to watch out. There's so many insurance policies. There's insurance to cover your credit card bill if you get sick and can't pay it. And at some point you have to say, enough's enough. I can't have 1 million insurance policies on every little thing they want to insure. One of the biggest ones is the extended warranty. That's one I get asked about all the time, the extended warranties. Got my little warranty right here. They're always offering extended warranties on everything you buy. And I'm sorry, but if I buy a clock radio at H.H. Gray for $20, you don't need a $10 extended warranty on a $20 clock radio. You throw the darn thing out after a year. There are times it's not needed, and that's when it's not needed. On a smartphone, on a big TV, possibly, because if you buy that 60-inch plasma TV and that sucker quits after a year and a half, it might be nice to have a 5-year warranty on it. So in some cases, it's good to have. The big question comes up with cars, the extended car warranty. My answer there, and I've had experiences, I've bought 2 of the extended warranties. If it's from the manufacturer, then it's good. If it's from Toyota, it's good, you can trust them. But these darn third-party warranties, some of them are horrible. We think I'm smart. Matarese, he knows everything. No, I bought one on our Chevy Tahoe like 4 years ago, extended warranty, and I hate admitting what I paid for it. Just because, the dealer gave me a great, John, for you, half price. Okay, I'll buy it. So I bought the thing. It doesn't cover anything. The air conditioning went out, it didn't cover that. Well, that's wear and tear. The ball joints went out. Well, that's wear and tear. So it's just worthless. So you have to watch out when you buy these things. There's so much out there, and it's available to you in terms of warranties and everything else. And my bottom line on it is find out who's providing it. Look them up. Research them. can Google anything and everything. People ask me all the time, John, I'm thinking of signing up for a work-at-home company. Well, like 99.9% of them are scams. I don't need to get into that here. But people are like, is this any good? And I'm like, please, just Google it. And you put in a name of a company. This is the best way to Google any company you're dealing with, or any product you're thinking of buying. You're thinking of buying a Samsung TV. Well, you put in on Google, Samsung 60-inch TV, followed by the word complaint. Phew. And actually, you probably won't get that many with Samsung. I just came up with that one. But whatever you're looking at purchasing, you know, extended warranty by Warranty Pros. Put in Warranty Pros, warranty, the word complaint. And you'll get a litany of complaints. And if everybody did that, you wouldn't need me. I could go home, Channel 9 wouldn't need me, we'd be fine. No, actually, I could use the paycheck. So I'm glad everybody doesn't do that, but Google can be your best friend. So those are some of the things that I talk about every day on Channel 9. I'm on at 5:30, it's my main consumer segment. I'm also on at 5 p.m., and occasionally on the 11 o'clock news, Sunday night I'm on at 11. So those are some of the stories that I talk about, some of the warnings. I also do fun things like comparing prices. It seems TV viewers love price comparisons. Kroger versus Walmart versus Meijer. To me personally, you know, I like local neighborhood service. So I'm not somebody who's going to go somewhere just because it's cheapest. I find that you buy cheap, you get cheap. You get what you pay for. But a lot of people, especially when it comes to groceries, they want to know who's cheapest and do those kind of stories. So there's so much out there, and I enjoy it. Please call me at Channel 9. Send me an email on our website, wcp.com. There's a link to click on and contact me. You know, I hear from 30 people a day. Love to hear from people in the village. That's, you know, that's a nice thing too. So give me a call, send me an email, see if I can help you out, answer your questions. And thanks so much. In fact, throw me a few questions in.
I got two.
Okay, go ahead.
One is, should I waste my money on Bengals tickets? The second one's kind of fun. How many television networks are you syndicated in? Because I've taken my son to Colorado for school last year, and I'm in Kansas City, and I turn on the news, and John Matarese.
Our company has 16.
I felt so at home.
Our company has 16 TV stations. So they run my reports on most of the 16 stations, except for our Detroit station. Detroit's a big city, and I'm not good enough for the big city. I understand. So they don't run me in Detroit. So expect somebody else. There's a woman there who redoes my stories in Detroit. So she does these wonderful consumer stories, and every now and then you see a picture of me pop up or my hand. But no, they run me in Tampa, West Palm Beach, some of the other
City, St. Louis?
Not St. Louis. Of course, Scripps has stations. Not St. Louis. But thank you for asking. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife and I just bought a 32-inch Mega Box TV flat screen, and we got rid of our old one that got from my mother-in-law made back in 2000. We had cable, and we were paying close to $30 a month. We called cable, canceled it. The new TVs nowadays come with a digital box, so you can save money on that.
Great point. I've done a number of stories on that. Didn't bring it up. The smart TVs. Wow. It has built-in Netflix and Hulu and all this stuff built into the TVs, new TVs now. So all you have to do is hook it up to the cable. You can, as long as you have the internet coming in, you still need to pay for internet service.
Is it just basic internet that you would pay
Yeah, just
for?
basic internet for $25 a month, and then you can watch movies on Netflix, you can get TV shows through Hulu, and get local stations through an antenna. And a lot of people are doing that, yeah.
Another question is, I used to work for Steinberg's, sold for them, and the pressure last, working for sales. ESP, the extended warranties, I totally agree with.
Yeah, Steinberg's really pushed them. The one pushing them now is H.H. Gray, because it's commission pressure. And as a salesperson, it's not just because you want commission, you're told you've got to sell this.
It already comes with a 1-year
It
warranty.
comes with a 1 year, so they'll sell you a 2-year warranty, and so the first 2 years, you just doubled up.
Your credit card covers the second.
And your credit card often, a lot of credit cards Discover and American Express and some others will cover that second year as well. So with many products, you're covered for 2 years. Yeah. Who else has a question? Anybody else? All right, Ms. Wonko?
Yeah, just, with all the scams on the internet,
pops up on your smartphone, so they're always staying a step ahead, which is why you just have to be so diligent and just question everything that comes in. Anything unsolicited that comes in. Call, email, letter, unsolicited, question it. Google. Well, thanks so much. Dan's going to get me doing more for the village, I know that. So, yeah.